All right. We are recording. Yo, yo, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man, Lincoln Clay, coming at you with live from Wakanda on tape delay because we are still in YouTube jail. You know, satellites communication's been cut off, all that good stuff, so I'm not able to stream live until I believe next weekend. So I'll finally be out of YouTube jail. That'll be a relief. It'll be good to hook up with everybody in real time, talk to everybody in the chat, all that good stuff. So I want to cover, as I normally do, in Wakanda forever. Cover the latest things that's been going on in the gaming news, VR news, and so basically, like I've been doing the last couple of times that I've done the show, I basically just go back to my Twitter tweets that I've made over the past week, maybe 2 weeks, and you know, just give a short little tidbit about the tweet and then throw a quick opinion on top of it and then move on to the next subject. But before I do need to point out something real quick. But I need to find this email real quick, which will take me to a link. There it is. Actually, I still need to check something real quick because I want to make sure I get this all right. Okay, we'll go with Video Games Communications and Publishing. If that is the proper name, that is the developer of the game Touring Karts VR. I was given a copy for the PC, which I did a stream on that a little while ago. And recently I was given another code for the PlayStation VR version of Touring Karts VR. It is embargoed until Wednesday, so I expect me to do a live stream on that later in the week. I do believe that this, I think the latest key that I've been sent, I believe could be, it could be for the multiplayer. But in any case, what's going on is, I'm going to read this tweet word for word, you know, from the developer of Touring Karts. It says, come to compete online in the Steam demo and unlock the full Touring Karts game by winning 3 races in a row. Also, if you win 5 races in a row, you will get an extra free stream key for a friend. So basically, if you have PC VR, go to Steam, download the demo of Touring Karts. And I believe this is I'm not sure if this is a multiplayer demo or not, but in any case, go there, download the demo, and if you win 3 races in a row, you will get a full PC version of that game. If you win 5 races in a row, you will also get a key for a friend. So go to Steam, and this goes on until December 22nd. So get in there, get some, win some races, try to win some keys. So good luck to everybody who participates. And again, keep your eyes open because I will do a stream. I'll probably do both. For Touring Karts VR, I'll probably do live on Twitch, and then I'll probably upload a video for YouTube because I won't be out of YouTube jail by that time. But it'll be close. So keep your eyes open for that. So, so let's get into my tweets so we can get into live from Wakanda. This one, I don't even really see the need to really read this, but I'll still point it out anyway. PSN deals save up to 80% in the latest flash sale, but I believe this is for Europe and the UK. Let me make sure I got that right. Yep, UK, Europe, PlayStation stores up to 80% off in the latest flash sale. Go check that out. You know, for my European homies, go check it out. Next up. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A game called I Am Jesus Christ announced. It's a realistic first-person Messiah simulator. Oh boy. I'm not even going to bother reading that article because my take on that is I don't know. I don't exactly know if I'm cool with that about a video game coming out about Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't know what the game is about. And it's nothing that I don't think I'll go out of my way to look into. If something happens to pop up in front of me and I catch a quick glimpse, that'll probably be all I will see of the game. Just something I'm just not sure that I'm exactly crazy about. So, but it is a simulator that's coming. I don't know when. Let's see here. Next up, Metacritic removes suspicious Death Stranding user ratings. So let me see if I can read. Metacritic has confirmed that it removed several user reviews for Death Stranding after they were flagged for suspicious activity. While removing those ratings seemingly raised the overall user score for Death Stranding, Metacritic says the scores were removed over potential score manipulation. Sorry about that. It was reported overnight on Reddit that Metacritic seemingly removed thousands of negative user ratings for Death Stranding. While this caused the user rating for Death Stranding to jump, a Metacritic spokesperson explained that this was done to combat rating tampering. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. What is it about a game that somebody has to take a part of their life that they'll never get back to go deliberately sabotage or boost the rating of a game? It's unbelievable how some people it is incredible how some people distribute their energy. That's disturbing. So let me see here. There was an article. It was an opinionated article. It says Google Stadia is the future of gaming, whether you like it or not. I'm not going to bother reading about that because I don't have to get on board with Stadia, and I won't get on board with Stadia. I do believe that obviously cloud-based gaming is here to stay. That's where Microsoft is headed. That's what Google came up with Stadia. It's part of it's one of the options that Sony gives you. How much of a priority cloud-based gaming will be for Sony moving forward in the future remains to be seen, but we know it's out there. Cloud-based gaming ain't going nowhere, but that doesn't mean I have to accept it. So, the minute, as far as console goes, PlayStation is my console of choice. That's it. No Xbox, no reason for me to buy it. Don't need to go into rants and stuff like that about the Xbox. But just know that if the PlayStation decides to go that route where they bring cloud-based gaming to the forefront, then that's when I pretty much do just about all my gaming on PC. I mean, as it stands, even though I think the PS5 is going to be a great console, 95% of why I plan to get this console is going to be because of VR. I think with the tremendous jump in power and specs, I think Sony is going to be able to deliver some mind-blowing VR experiences and games. So that is my biggest reason for wanting a PlayStation 5. So let's see here. The Oculus Quest dominated Black Friday search volume in the US, tied PlayStation VR worldwide. not exactly surprising. Though it's Facebook's newest headset, Oculus Quest may be the company's most popular so far, at least as far as search volume is concerned. Kicking off the holiday season on Black Friday, Quest dominated other VR headsets in search interest. In the US worldwide, Quest tied PSVR, the long-standing leader in holiday shopping search volume. So that doesn't exactly surprise me. The Oculus Quest is pretty much the hottest headset out there right now. It's only going to continue to grow. I don't, the only thing about the Oculus Quest is that it hasn't sold near as many headsets that I thought. I think there was a rumor out that, well, I read the article where they approximated the number to be 180,000 units. I thought it was much higher than that, but at the same time, I have to keep in mind that there was a stretch where the Oculus Quest was out of stock, and there was times where like Amazon, Walmart, and other retailers weren't getting Quest units in for like a month, and whenever they got them, they would only have 5 units or something like that, and they would be sold out instantly. So if Oculus had been able to keep up with demand, I do believe that number would be instead of 180, I believe that number would be at least 280,000 instead of 180,000. So that protein drink, 30 grams. So, with the overwhelming positive things that people have been saying about the Oculus Quest link cable, the Oculus Quest is going to continue to be the most sought after headset on the VR market. So, I mean, that Quest link cable was a game changer. That was a game changer for Oculus. So, but hey, it's part of watching the VR landscape grow, so I'm fine with it. Next up, PS5's first-party launch titles won't be cross-gen. That's a rumor. Don't expect the first batch of Sony's PS5 titles to be playable on PS4 as well. With the next gen now a year away, we're all starting to think about very tangible questions. For instance, what games will the new console launch with? That's a question that becomes even more pertinent when you consider all the major titles already launching on the current gen systems next year before the PS5 and the Xbox One even launch. Microsoft are taking an interesting approach as they launch the Xbox Scarlet with Halo Infinite, a game that will also be releasing for Xbox One and PC, of course. So, could Sony be doing something similar for their own first-party PS5 launch titles as well? Ghost of Tsushima serves as a perfect example, which many feel might end up as a cross-gen game due to its reported delay. So, a lot of PS4 people are probably going to be upset, but I don't have a problem with that because when I get the PS5, I want that game fully optimized as best as possible. I don't want a game that they had to compromise optimization on the PS5 version of the game in order to water it down to get it on the PS4. I don't know how that stuff works, but if the game is going to be on the PS5 and the PS5 only, then I don't have to worry about whether the game got held back or not due to the PS4. I mean, Microsoft, on the other hand, they're still supporting the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. So it makes me question how are some of these games going to look for next generation over on their side if they still have to take, the Xbox One S into consideration. So, if I was on the Xbox side, I would feel a lot better about a game being optimized for Anaconda and not have to be compromised in order to get this game to fit on the Xbox One S. So, I don't have a problem with that. I know that's not going to set in well for a lot of people, but it is what it is. I want the best looking game possible. That's why I keep buying new consoles, because once I buy the new consoles, I don't look back, because I want more and more photorealism. And that's where I want VR to get, because the more photorealistic a game looks, in VR, to me, the more immersive that game is. You know, cartoon games are immersive, but only to an extent. I would, I would feel much more immersed in a game like Lone Echo than I would in some kind of Lego Batman version of a VR game. So with that being said, PS5, I'm fine with the game being optimized for the PS5 and not be on the PS4, because we're going to get the best optimization possible, the best looking game, the best running game, hopefully. The official Xbox One Z is back, and this time it's available in the UK. See, remember the Halicon days of 2016 when No Man's Sky came out and the One Direction announced its hiatus? Do you realize? Let me skip to this next one. The original version of the Xbox hoodie onesie featured large pockets in which to store your official Xbox One controller, phone, toast, forearm grips, and an oversized hood, presumably for concealing your identity while in the presence of judgmental peers. They get a little too cute with this article, the way they're trying to write it. They get a little too cute with it. Bottom line is, to me, it's some Xbox looking pajamas. I decided to throw that in there because people asked for it. They didn't ask for VR, but they asked for some Xbox pajamas. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. This is a VR one. $2.6 billion later, Magic Leap looks in trouble. This is a little bit puzzling. At some point, AR glasses may go mainstream, which we know that's going to happen. They're out there. Mainstream glasses are AR glasses are out there. You heard me say this before, that I still believe to this day that AR glasses are going to replace the smartphone as we know it right now. I don't know how close we are to that. I don't know exactly where AR glasses are as far as technological advancements. I don't know exactly where it's at right now, but it keeps moving further and further ahead each year. And I don't think smartphones are going to completely go away, but I do think that AR glasses, if it's not already capable, you're going to be able to make phone calls from AR glasses, maybe Skype-like phone calls from AR glasses, holographic phone calls, along with a number of AR experiences with AR glasses. So I think AR glasses is going to end up being that all-in-one device: your phone, your video game, your virtual reality, your augmented reality, your mixed reality, all that stuff. I think all AR glasses are going to be able to do all that stuff. I think it's about 10 years away, but I think it's going to happen. So, but about this Magic Leap, at some point, AR glasses may go mainstream, but Magic Leap could turn out to be the quintessential example of being ahead of its time. The much buzz. Let me change glasses because I'm having to slow down in my reading. The much buzzed about startup, which has raised $2.6 billion to date, look to have fallen on hard times, as sales of its Magic Leap 1 headset have not come even close to the company's lofty expectations. According to a report in The Information, the Florida-based Magic Leap has sold only 6,000 headsets since its launch, compared to 100,000 units projected, and that projection was reportedly 1 million initially. In addition, Magic Leap has apparently laid off dozens of people across different departments including those in recruiting and engineering. The company has also lost Google CEO Sundar Pichai from his board, as well as former Qualcomm executive Chairman Paul Jacobs. So, in addition to its high price, the $2,300 Magic Leap 1 early service reviewers have criticized the headset for its limited field of view, lack of killer apps, and cumbersome design. So, how many times have I said this? That if you come out with a product and you want this product to have mass mainstream appeal, price is everything. It doesn't matter how many features or lack thereof the product has, it is about price. And that's why I think the Oculus Quest is going to have a serious impact in the VR gaming industry, because this headset is $400. I'd like to think that in, maybe in a couple of years, the price could come down to, $350, even $300, which I think if the Oculus Quest were to come down to $300, I think that would be huge for the growth of the platform. But getting back to this Magic Leap thing, headset, AR headset, whatever you want to call it, being $2,300, who was going to buy it? Not a blue collar worker like me, because that's a car that I could go buy. I don't know if they were trying to sell it to consumers or businesses or what, but I think same thing with that HoloLens. I haven't heard anything about that HoloLens anymore that Microsoft came up with, which was about $3,000. I would like to think that Microsoft got enough sense to try to make that thing appeal to businesses, but consumers, nah. It definitely wasn't going to fly with people like me, because again, $2,300, $3,000 for a headset. Yes, I would like a premium headset, but not that much. I mean, I think the Valve Index, even though I want one of those, $1,000 is a little too rich for my blood. I've got money tucked away. I could easily jump online and order one right now, but fact of the matter is, I think VR is just now starting to open that door to the room that I would like to see it go in. With games like Half-Life Alyx, Lone Echo was already out there. I felt like in terms of visuals, that we needed more games like Lone Echo for VR to get to where I wanted it to go. But I felt like we needed more of those games. I'm going off the tracks a little bit. But in any case, where I was trying to go with that is that the Valve Index costs $1,000. I would like to get one, but to me, we don't have enough of the kind of games that I would like to see to justify paying $1,000 for that headset. If I were to pay $1,000 for that headset for the Valve Index, I'm not going to spend that kind of money to play some Lego blocks looking games. When you can do some shit like that on the Oculus Go. So no. These headsets, to me, the HoloLens and the Magic Leap, unless those games, if they were trying to market those headsets to businesses, I think those headsets were fighting an uphill battle. So yeah. All right. What is the next subject? Let's see here. Viveport Infinity store adds support for Oculus Quest, which I think is a smart move, because it is only a matter of time before the Oculus Quest moves into second place as far as most VR headsets sold. You know, Sony's still out there right now. I think originally I thought the Oculus Quest would eventually catch the PSVR. I'm not so sure now because I'm not sure, you know, what's going to happen when the next iteration of the Oculus Quest comes out. I don't know where the current Quest is going to be sitting at in terms of items sold when the next Quest comes out. You know, then I'm hearing stuff about this, about some new chipset that's supposed to, you know, this supposed to be the core of the next Quest and all this kind of stuff. I haven't dug into that, but that's been a hot topic the last couple of days. So with that being said, at the pace that Oculus has been moving at in terms of how long they supported the CV1, and with the current Rift S, you know, the support for that being in question because of the Oculus Link cable being a complete game changer. I don't know, you know, both the Rift S and the current Quest for that matter. I don't know how many more years are going to be supported before we see the next iteration of Oculus's vision. So I really don't know. So with that being said, I just don't know if the Oculus Quest will eventually catch the PSVR, because I think the PSVR is probably going to have another, I'm guessing about another year and a half on the market before we see the next PSVR headset. As we all know, the PS5 is going to come out in 2021, no holiday. I mean, not 2021, 2020. It's going to be coming out holiday 2020. I expect that we will see a PSVR 2 sometime in 2021. So that, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the current PSVR has about another year on the market before it's, you know, before it's discontinued or at least ramped down. And between now and then, I expect to see the headset go on sale a few more times, because I think they did sell a lot of headsets this past Black Friday. So, you know, so with that being said, I think the Oculus Quest might have a tall hill to climb in order to catch PSVR, because I do believe that I think that by the time the PlayStation 5 hits, I think PSVR will officially crack 5 million. I think that by the time PSVR 2 comes out, I think the current PSVR will be sitting on 5.5 million. And that's a pretty tall order for the Oculus Quest to catch that kind of number, if Oculus only plans to support it a couple of more years. I don't know how many years Oculus is going to support the current Quest before the next headset comes out, but at the pace they're moving, you know, I mean, I'm only looking like 2 years ahead. You know, with all the news that keeps coming out of Oculus and how fast they're making moves and that kind of stuff. Like I said, you know, if the next headset isn't out within a couple of years, I know we're going to, you know, everybody's going to be talking about it, because, you know, it's probably going to be around the corner. So, damn, but I didn't even get into what this actual article was. So let me start over with that again. I went way off the tracks here. My apologies. Viveport Infinity Store adds support for Oculus Quest, which I said before. I think I did that. I think that's a smart move. That is, I believe, HTC's version of Game Pass for VR, where you, I think you can buy a 1-year package for so many dollars, and that gives you access to every game in the HTC library. But I've never really dug into their library, and I'm under the impressions that they probably don't have a lot of blockbuster games in there right now when it comes to VR. The two heavy hitters are Sony and Oculus. So But let's read a little bit. HTC has announced that Viveport Infinity, its VR gaming subscription service, will now offer support for the Oculus Quest virtual reality headset through the Oculus Link beta. Since launching back in April 2019, Vive's monthly subscription service has offered a huge library of over 8,000 VR games. Shit, I guess I was wrong about that. And titles to compatible headsets, allowing VR headsets owners an alternative method for paying for VR aside from individual purchases. The Viveport Infinity subscription service costs $12.99 a month, but you can try it out now at no cost as part of a 14-day free trial. So, I don't mind a subscription service, a VR subscription service. I don't mind that as an option, but I don't want to see that become the way of the future because in its current state, I see no reason to subscribe to Game Pass. You know, and I think a lot of subscription services might follow the path of Game Pass and offer low quality games or mid quality games in order to bring you this service at what they deem an affordable price. Let me see here. Next up, Sony patents new telepresence system to be used with PSVR 2. This is the first time that I've seen this, so let me change glasses. I mean, I posted this a few days ago, but I haven't read about it, so let me take a look at this real quick. With PS5 getting all the rumor love as of late, you'd be forgiven thinking that the rumor mill has forgotten all about PSVR 2. Well, that's just not the case, as a new patent unearthed by Let's Go Digital points towards a bespoke virtual reality camera tracking system. So looking at this drawing for this virtual reality camera tracking system, basically it basically looks like the current PSVR camera sitting on a globe, you know, that has like gyroscope type movements. So regarding the application of the device, tech outlet Let's Go Digital clearly detailed its use as a standard VR communications device in a social setting, but it also touched on the potential applications of this device in the gaming realm, particularly where PSVR 2 is concerned, saying, that's a long quote, I'm not even going to read that. Considering that Sony looks set to allow PS5 owners to use existing PSVR headset and camera rig when the console releases in late next year, it makes sense that a true PSVR successor would employ those sorts of innovations that would meaningfully set it apart from its predecessor. So to me, to put it in simple terms, it looks to me like this, you know, this patent looks like the camera for PSVR 2 whenever that comes out. And it looks like it's going to be more than just the cameras. It looks like it's going to have some social features. So that, I guess that's something, I'll just cross that bridge when I get there. Next up, Dreams PSVR support won't happen at full launch. And I don't need to say any more than that. Simply put, I won't be interested in Dreams until it gets PSVR support. End of story. Next up, Alien Isolation on Switch looks better than PS4. I don't know. I just threw that up there for shock value. I really don't care. It's some flat screen shit, so I really don't care about it. I know, you know, I made a post on Twitter about it, and it did get a few responses. But me, you know, I really don't care about it. Let me see. Next up, we got PS5 haptic controller and graphics will greatly evolve the gaming experience, according to Jim Ryan. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm not even going to get in that because I don't want to read a professional statement about we're taking gaming experiences to this and we're going to do that. No, I want somebody to break down what this controller is going to be able to do and what's going to set it apart from the rest. I don't want to hear that, you know, they're using the technology that's never been used before, 3D, all this shit. I don't want to hear about that. And next up, we have a quote from Phil Spencer. It says, "And it's started. This week, I brought my Project Scarlet console home, and it's become my primary console, playing my games, connecting to the community, and yes, using my Elite Series 2 controller, having a blast. Great work by the team. 2020 is going to be an incredible year." Now, one thing I do want to point out about that, he's saying that he's connecting with the community. So what I'm taking from that is that if he's connecting with the community through his Project Scarlet headset, then that tells me that means that people are going to be able to I'm under the impression at least party chat across all platforms. Now, if anybody's been following the Xbox for any amount of time, when the 360 came out, you could not do party chats with people who were on the OG Xbox. Hell, to my knowledge, I think with the current Xbox One, I don't think you can do any kind of party chats with people who are on the 360. So that's very telling that he says he's, you know, connecting with the community, assuming he's doing it through the console. So that's the way I read that. But that's garnered a lot of attention because people are saying, how the hell was he able to take this console home and play games on it when I guess some shit's going around. The developers don't have dev kits yet. I don't know about that. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to try to track down the source, who said what, blah, blah, blah. I just thought it was another interesting piece to add. Next up, let me see. It looks like Beat Saber won't get cross-buy post-Facebook acquisition. Meaning that the game hasn't been cross-buy, and it won't be, even though Facebook has acquired Beat Games. Is what it is. If they did it, that would be lovely if they did it. Because I have Beat Saber on the PSVR, I have Beat Saber on PC, and I would like to get Beat Saber on the Oculus Quest, but I don't want to spend $30 for it. So if they did allow cross-buy for the Beat Saber, that would be cool. They did allow cross-buy for Pistol Whip, but you know, until Pistol Whip gets more songs, Beat Saber is still the game for me. It's still the rhythm game for me. Gives you a great workout. You have fun doing it. And when you're doing it to songs that you really like, you don't realize how long you've been on there. You don't realize how many calories you burn. That's the best way to get exercise, is to have fun doing it. Because when it's because I don't consider it work if you're having fun. Let me see. YUR releases early access desktop app. YUR releases early access desktop app for PC VR calorie tracking. I mean, you could do that through the game Knockout League. Knockout League tracks how many calories you burn. After each fight, it shows how many calories you burn. Now, the one thing about Knockout League is that you don't burn as many calories as you think you do on Knockout League. After a fights go, I think, fights on Knockout League, I think they're 5 1-minute rounds. They could be 2-minute rounds, but I think they're 1-minute rounds. And I think the most that I burned after one fight was maybe like 54 calories or something like that. Um, so, in my opinion, Knockout League, for you to burn calories that'll be worth it, you would need to fight at least 4 times. With that being said, if you want to burn a tremendous amount of calories, I would recommend Creed, especially if you're fighting a live opponent, and Beat Saber. Um, I think Pistol Whip is a good workout, but I think with Beat Saber, because of the custom, if you have custom tracks and you're playing Beat Saber to the kind of music that you love, um, I think you get a better workout because you won't realize that you are working out because you're having fun. And let's see here. Couple of more, and I think that's going to do it for me. In editorial, Facebook should include USB 3 Oculus Link cable with the Quest. I agree. But you do something like that, what about current Quest owners? Are they going to get pissed? Or, especially with them when Oculus comes out with their own version of the USB-C to USB 3 Oculus Link cable, it is projected to cost about $80. So that could make a lot of Quest owners upset moving forward if they included the link cable with the Quest. But I think that link cable would make the Quest a little bit more of an enticing purchase. So, and let me see here, The Climb available now on Quest with Rift Crossbuy. People have been saying a lot of good things about this game. I hear that it's a beautiful looking game, and I've seen some videos, side-by-side comparisons of the Rift version and the Quest version. And I think the Quest version is what you would expect. I think it looks good, but, there are some things missing. Colors, textures, lighting, even little detailed things like insects crawling on rocks are missing. So, but the game used to be $40. Now it's $30, and it is cross-buy, so that makes it a little bit more of an enticing purchase. I don't know. I'd like to get it, but there's still some other games on my radar, like Golem. Despite some of the issues that I've heard about that game, about the motion sync and all that kind of stuff, I'm still curious about that game. I don't know when it's going to come out, but we still got Panther VR coming out. This is on my radar. Lo-Fi, which is, I don't know if they wrapped up their Kickstarter or not. It's a Blade Runner looking game. That's on my radar. Iron Man VR, naturally. Lone Echo 2. Half-Life Alyx. Those games are on my radar. Even though the graphics don't look terribly impressive, the Predator VR game is on my radar. Because it is going to have a few features, campaign. I think there's going to be a mode where you can be the Predator and hunt down soldiers. And there's going to be a multiplayer mode where it's basically the soldiers against the Predator, which I think is going to have like a Friday the 13th feel to it in terms of you going out and hunt down, the other participants in this game. So, and I think that is probably going to do it. So let me give a quick look to upload VR, N4G, all that kind of stuff. Let me give those a quick look and see if there's anything that I might have missed. But I think that's going to do it for me. Live from Wakanda. I do have a couple of more videos planned. I don't know if I'll get to them or not, though. Tekken 7 Season Pass 3 DLC characters have leaked. No interest in that because I bought a DLC just to get Lei Wulong and never used it. So, not interested in hearing that. Okay, let's go to upload VR. Report Magic Leap 1 sales significantly lower than target. True successor still years away. I mean, which I've already touched on that in a little bit. All right, so I think that's about it. Let's see here. What else do I got on the agenda? If I can get to it. I played Stormlands and Arizona Sunshine. Stormland on the Rift S, Arizona Sunshine on the Quest. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I want to do on the thoughts and impressions on those two games, but I think I'll combine them because I don't feel like making separate videos for them. So I'll probably do them both in one video and just give my thoughts and impressions on both of those games in one video. And eventually I might get around to doing it, but in the comments of one of my last videos, someone in the comment section asked me about muscle milk. What are the benefits to muscle milk? About when I first started lifting 20-something years ago, I was 120 pounds. So I responded to him, gave my thoughts, and had pretty much said that I would probably do a video about my journey over the years, talking about when I first started lifting, how much I weighed when I first started lifting, what my mindset was at the time, what society was like at that time, how my mindset changed throughout the years as my body changed and as society changed, until it brought me to where I was about 3 years ago when I was about 225 pounds to where I am now, where, give or take, I'm still about, between 195 and 200 pounds. I do want to talk about that, and I'll probably make a video about that. So just, forewarning. So if you don't want to hear anything about that and you only want to hear strictly gaming news, when I come out with that video, you can just skip over it. But yeah, my years of lifting is something that I've always wanted to talk about in detail. I over the years, I've been, especially in the last 5 years or something like that, especially 3 years ago, when I was noticeably bigger, I got asked a ton of questions. So I'm not sure when I'm going to do that video. I'd like to do it this weekend, but we'll just, just play it by ear and see what happens. But as far as the thoughts and impressions on Arizona Sunshine and Stormland, I don't know. I might get up and make a video in the middle of the night on that, because I do want to go get some gaming in. My son's on the PC right now on playing VR chat. So I'm gonna have to take it to the Oculus Quest if I want to get some VR gaming in. But I do want to say that real quick before I get out of here. Seeing what's happening with my son, given the direction that Microsoft is going, I'm feeling like if you have a child, or well, not child, but a teen, like around 15 years old, that wants to play video games, and you're trying to decide what to get them, I think if you wanted to give them the complete experience, you should get them a PC and a PlayStation. Now, I'm not trying to bang on Xbox by saying this, but there's no reason to get that teen, get your kid an Xbox, because a lot of the games, the first party games, a lot of the games are available on PC. A lot of third-party games are available on PC. Some of them release at the same time. Some of them release 6 months later. Some of them release a year later. But one of the reasons why I can't get enough of talking about PC gaming as far as my son goes is because of how much money it saved me. You know, he's playing, you know, my son is big into this modding stuff, you know, like on VR chat, Gary's mod, Pavlov. So modding is the big thing with my son. Not so much to do any kind of modding himself, but to play games like VR chats and collect all these avatars, because I think there's probably thousands of avatars that people have uploaded on the game. And these are the, you know, and for my son to be able to jump in there and get them for free, saves me a ton of money. VR chat is free, and a lot of all the content there is free. All the avatars there is free. So that game saved me money hand over fist, because avatars that are in VR chat, these are the kind of avatars that Microsoft, EA, and Bethesda probably would have charged $25 for each one of them. And my son has gotten God knows how many avatars off of VR chat. Mods are always adding new maps and features to Pavlov almost every day. So at the time that I bought that game, it was $10. It was worth its weight in gold. You know, Gary's mod, I think I paid $8 for that game. You know, and he plays that a lot. Hasn't asked me for any kind of microtransactions out of that game. He asked me for Half-Life 2, which at the time was on sale for 99 cents. But I just bought the bundle, the orange box, which contained all those games for $3 that was on sale. So where I'm going with this is, to me, avatars in console gaming, these microtransactions are basically mods that you're paying for. You can avoid a lot of that if you get your child a PC, because they're eventually gonna, you know, go surf around, you know, on these games that they play, and they're gonna find games that supports modding, and they're gonna find a lot of stuff they're looking for in terms of avatars, in terms of new features, new gameplay, new maps, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think since getting my son a PC, I can probably count on one hand how many games he's asked me for, and all of the games were $20 or less. Now, recently he did ask me for $20 microtransactions on Gears 5, which did not set in well with me. It's going to be the last time he gets a microtransaction out of me. But I went ahead and did it. But point being is, the kind of content that he's getting off of PSVR, if you had to pay for that stuff, I'd be broke. So with that being said, I think if I had to recommend something, if you were to buy your kid something, I would recommend a PC, which you can get a PC that meets a lot of requirements for about $700. My son's PC meets a lot of the requirements needed to play these games and VR games. The only situation where my son, you know, as far as VR games, the only situation that my son is facing is games that require more than 8 gigs of RAM, which I'm going to take care of that next month. I'm going to add another 8 gigs of RAM to his computer, so he'll have 16 gigs of RAM, and that'll make his computer good enough to play pretty much any VR game that's out there. You know, and even with, I think I would consider his PC a starter's PC, but he's still getting 4K 60 out of a lot of flat screen games. So I think the PC that I got him was money well spent. You know, not a lot. Look back at it, it was unnecessary for me to spend as much money as I did on my Alienware PC, because you know, the only thing that the only thing that I really want to improve on my Alienware PC is the processor. It's got an i5, I think 9700, which is clockable. But I do want to upgrade to, you know, when the warranty's up, I'll probably upgrade to an i9 or something like that. So, and then recommending a PlayStation for your kid, you know, you'll have all the PlayStation exclusives covered, because Sony still knows the importance of having exclusive content. So they're going to continue to put out exclusive content. I don't think they're going to full-blown go the Microsoft route and throw stuff on PC day one. I think, you know, if they're going to throw stuff on PC, they'll probably do it when the game is 3, 4, 5 years old, after the game is pretty much dead. So there you have it. If I had to recommend, if you were to ask for my recommendations, I would recommend a PC and a PlayStation, and I think your kid would be set. And then as far as the VR landscape goes, you could get them a PlayStation VR, and then on the PC side, you could get them an Oculus Rift S, or you could get them an Oculus Quest with the link cable, which to me would be an added dimension, because when they have it hooked up to the PC, they'll get PC type performance and PC type quality, and then when they're on the go, they can bring the Oculus Quest with them and play VR on the go in just about any setting. So to me, I think that's the complete gaming setup, to have a PC and a PlayStation. And then as far as the VR headsets goes, probably an Oculus Quest with the Beta Link cable, as well as PlayStation VR. And then I think the gaming experiences will be complete. So with that being said, that's going to do it for me. Keep an eye out for my thoughts and impressions on Arizona Sunshine on the Oculus Quest and Storm on the Oculus Rift S. And then make sure you tune in tomorrow for the VR link. I think, like I said, we tentatively try to get things going at about 2 p.m. Eastern time. But, we go through our checks to try to make sure audio and video are working correctly. So sometimes we might not get started till 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. But in any case, I've said it before, make sure you subscribe to Gamertag VR's channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live, so you won't miss it. That's going to do it for me. Shout out to all my YouTube friends. Shout out to all the viewers, supporters of this channel. I'm closing in on 600 subscribers. I'm sitting at 579 right now. I know the channel had been kind of stagnant earlier this year, which didn't bother me, because at the end of the day, it's all about me interacting with people live on live streams. But yes, but nonetheless, I am always happy to gain new subscribers. We're moving closer to 600 subscribers, and when I hit 600 subscribers, I will do a small giveaway. A Steam card or a PSN card or something, or maybe do both, a $20 Steam card, a $20 PSN card. So, like, comment, share, help spread the content, help spread this channel, help spread the word about this channel. I would appreciate it. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I will holler at y'all later. Wakanda forever. Deuces.